Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Downtime in the Hangar, where we talk about all things GBO2 and tangent a lot, sometimes sort of, kind of, forever, tomorrow. But anyway, today I'm joined by Gustav the 13th
Yep.
and GamingEmblem. Oh no, muted train.
Yes.
Yo, I forgot I haven't turned off push to talk. I wasn't muted. I just usually I push to talk off by this point. I forgot. Give me 1 second. I'll fix that.
Okay. Well, anyway, while he's doing that, Gustav, how was your past week?
I like to say it's been good, but it's actually been awful because of a lot of the internet troubles I've been having over the week.
There we go.
Thankfully that seems to have resolved now.
Knock on wood.
Although it took my ISP having to be in the news and them essentially getting a knock on the door from the FCC.
Oh.
To actually get their shit together. So it may be time to go look for somebody else. It's kind of the good thing about them they have high speeds, but they also don't have caps. So they tend to break their shit a lot. But besides that, just been doing a lot of GBO2 and trying to stream what I can in the meantime, catching up on VODs. Finally got to do more Yakuza yesterday because of the streams being smooth, and may or may not have done 2 days in a row of like 12-hour plus streams because of also Valheim, because I have problems. But it's been fun.
Dragon Boss down.
Oh my god.
Last boss tomorrow. Let's go.
Let's go! Actually, before that, don't we need to get a couple more totems soon?
Yes, I'm definitely doing that tonight.
Oh boy. More frolicking through plains.
Yeah. We might have an Aoshi though. You wanna join me later?
Mm.
But yeah. Is that your week?
Yeah.
So Emblem, how was your past week?
Good so far. Like mainly just like working and stuff like that. But work, trains. I finished Yakuza 7.
Hey.
I was trying to work on it, and if I let Gustav beat the entire Yakuza series
Before
and
you
Yakuza
finish
7 before I could finish 7, I would just feel bad. So, like, I had to finish the game at some point.
You're lucky. You're lucky that those ISP issues happen, because otherwise I might have gotten closer to it.
It was a plot. It was a plot this entire time.
Yes. I have to pay your ISP a small fee now for the
He's
services.
in cahoots with WoW.
Good. But yes, very intensify. But Magnum was in on it too. But no,
wait, what?
That was fun. Without getting spoilery, I do think the game kind of falls off difficulty wise later, and I was a little bit disappointed in how it finished up for the most part. But there was some cool stuff. But anyway, so I beat Yakuza 7. Still playing Battle Operation. I'm gonna get ready to do something else. Like I was saying, I would play Super Robot Wars Original Generation 2. And I'm heavily leaning towards picking that up. But I also got a couple other games I wouldn't mind playing also. Like I know we've got like 2 other. There's like Persona 5 Royale, Strikers, and all that good jazz. Wouldn't mind probably playing one of those. Or I got Cyber Sleuth 1 and 2 on sale, and I want to play those. So I may just kind of end up flipping a coin or something and doing that. But we'll figure it out. But right now, I'm playing Loop Hero in my free time. We looping, boys.
Yeah, how is that? What in the world?
Well, Magnum, first and foremost, you loop, but it's a roguelike. It's a roguelike that takes elements from a bunch of different games. So you have like deck building, you kind of like manage a stage that you build a deck to create. Have you ever played Hand of Fate?
No.
No. essentially, like, before you start the game, you build a deck that has like tiles. So it'll be like forest, mountain, swamp, vampire mansion, village, stuff like that. And they all have their different like benefits and downsides. And the whole point of the whole game is like your character starts at this main camp spawning point, and a randomly generated path is made. It's a loop, and your character walks down that path. And if there's any monsters in the square that he goes into, he fights them.
Oh,
And that deck you have, you use to affect the world that you're walking, the path you're walking around in. And some tiles are good and they help you, like the village alone. Like whenever you go through it, you get healed a little bit, and the villagers give you a quest which buffs a monster, but you get better rewards. Or you can make a swamp that makes it to where your life still effects for both yourself and bad guys are turned into damaging effects and stuff like that. But it's made to like it's kind of like a risk reward thing where like the harder your stuff is, the better like loot and whatnot you find, or more better loot you find. But there's like little cool little aspects because when you're not in the looping part, there's like base building where you have to create stuff to give yourself passive effects and stuff like that. And they've just got like nice little synergies. Like I mentioned, a vampire mansion in the village. When your village is in an adjacent tile to a vampire mansion, the vampires attack the village and it becomes a ruined village. And instead of it being a helpful tile at first, it's like a destroyed village of 4 ghouls that whenever you go there, you have to, instead of getting killed in a quest, you have to fight ghouls with a vampire overlord. And it's like a 5v1, depending on what class you're playing,
no.
fight. And after a while, like the vampire, after like a few turns, it turns into a lord, like a lordship or whatever it's called. And I guess the idea is like the vampire subjugated the people, and while they're under the reign of the vampire, they're like living their normal lives. So it goes back to being like the village where you get the quest and heal, but it's improved healing and harder quest. But they're like little nice combos in there that you do, and you also like gather materials and fight bosses. And there's a story in there somewhere, but it's pretty neat. It's a nice way to waste time, and it's not a super expensive game by any means, but
That's good.
it's pretty fun. Without going too far into it, which I probably did, I've been looping. That's been my week and some change.
And yeah, for me, let's see. Too many games. I can't remember what. Let's see. Well, Monday we did Halo 3 in one go. So we just like with Halo 2 out of the way on Legendary, like the training weights are off. Like now just everything else is just easy. We did ODST in like 4 or 5 hours or something. Like it's crazy how much easier it is because like in Halo 2 Legendary, if one person dies, you got to restart. So like yeah, that was kind of insane. Also, woot, we beat the dragon boss at Valheim. Surprise, surprise, more Valheim talk.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Modare is down.
we have the last one, whatever that is. The biggest clue from the picture is like a brown skeleton, a skeleton with like a
It
brown
literally
eye.
just looks like a giant Lich King
Yeah,
of
I'm
Doom.
just like,
So like,
Lich from the plains? Oh no. Um, and then actually, Gustav, did you get attacked by anything?
where?
Like just random invasions?
No, just skeleton surprise all day.
Huh. Interesting.
Like the second that you left, there's just skeleton surprise, and then like for some reason that area, it's not just one spot. It keeps shifting, and every time I come in and out of it, it just spawns more fucking skeletons.
That was pretty funny that one time, Gustav. Like I was watching you do it, and there was like the skeleton like pop up, and you went out to the back cliff. And you're like, what's this? It's like one skeleton. Like, what's this guy doing out here? You like run up and just like kill him, and then you like turn around. There's like a fucking shitload of skeletons just like rushing you down. You like switch to your antler mate. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Like, ah!
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Just skeletons all day. There's so much bone and just bullshit on that back mountain now.
Oh my. But
Yeah, Gustav had to hold off the skeleton apocalypse.
yeah, the hardest thing we got to do though is go through the goblin camps, and those goblin camps have like there was one we came across, and I was like, I'm kind of getting tired. I'm sobering up. We might as well just go back. Let's just go back. And then yeah, the big thing though with those goblin camps, man. There's like 30 goblins in some of them, and it's just like, or whatever they're actually called. But like, oh man. And then there's the berserkers that are huge that Gustav found out just one shot him. That one club swing. Only that wasn't
Oh
that
my
like a
god.
1 or a 2-star one?
That was a 2-star. That was a
Okay, yeah.
2-star filler. And like it got me in the butt and then just fucking fucked me up.
Sponsored.
'Cause I ran out of fucking stamina trying to block him.
What? That's awkward.
Let me take a sip of my.
Oh gosh.
Brought to you by
If Gustav pulled out one, I would just be like, I'm done. Oh my god.
Nah, I only got cooked today.
Hang on, let me go
You
grab
only
one of
got.
those.
Sorry, you only got redacted. What was that? My sponsor's telling me to edit in post.
yeah, just one flies in where he just pulled that in, just one. Anyway,
It just turns into a monster. You just see a hand on
wait,
screen,
monster?
slap it, and just oh shit.
Yeah, I got a Coke. Ah! It's just attacking him.
Just like pressed up against my face, like, excuse you. Please no. The memes.
But anyway, I don't know, what was I even saying? Valheim.
I think it's something about how refreshing your Pepsi was, but it's probably related to Gundam.
Good old Beppis
yeah.
Gundam.
But anyway, so yeah, speaking of Gundam, yeah, so last night I decided to do crazy things, so we got more Valheim things done and stuff, and more Gundam and Outriders. Played more Outriders. I'm interested to see what that game does. Pretty much my biggest concern right now is what's their end game, and is there going to be enough depth? And the thing is, it seems like they've got world scaling going on. So is it going to be like Diablo 3 style, where it goes up to only a certain limit? Are they going to try to do some kind of infinite scaling difficulty thing at some point? And again, is there going to be enough depth for it? And are the boss fights going to be good enough? Other than that, though, the gameplay is pretty fun. Like the base stuff, it's got a nice little base skeleton for a game, and it doesn't crash my computer. I mean, it does crash every now and then, but it doesn't actually like perform poorly. So that's a plus. But yeah. Other than that, though, got a little crazy last night because today's my birthday. So yeah. And we
Happy birthday.
we went spinning. Thank you, Emblem.
Oh
Sorry,
God.
for those of you watching, you know, it might just seem like it's just an offhanded happy birthday. We don't care about. We've been doing it on other stuff. Don't worry. Anyway, keep going, Magnum.
It's already
Damn.
happened. It's already happened.
Emblem and Gustav just don't care about Magnum's birthday. Like,
Yeah, God,
I promise
whatever,
that's not
it's
the
a
case.
birthday.
Yeah, sure, whatever. We all have one. Yeah, let's go, Magnum.
let's go. Move on.
Got shit to do.
Move it along. But yeah, finally got the suit. So yeah, but that said, what do we think about the suit? And let's go ahead and get a little 1v1 thing going here, if the thing will load. Yeah, Emblem, what do you think so far while I'm setting this up?
Good. I played it a little bit. I really need to look at the stagger values. Like,
Yes.
from when I played it last night, it feels like it feels like it takes more of the risk grenades to stun somebody. Like usually the Zeta Gundam can stun most stuff in like 2 to 3, depending on like damage control. But like I had an O rushing at me, and there was another case where I had a transformed EXS flying at me, and I was just pretty much holding down R2, and I couldn't stop either of them. And I feel like I must have had like what I feel was 4 to 5 missiles in that dude, and it just didn't do anything.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean with 12, I assumed it'd be a little bit less, but at the same time, I haven't got a stagger yet at all. So that was my biggest question. Once I find that
Yeah,
out,
so
Well, how are they damage-wise, I guess, since it also
solid.
means, like, ballistic damage at that cost?
yeah, it doesn't feel bad. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, so we'll just have to go off of what we see here. But the damage itself seemed fine. There we go. I'm pulling the stats up while we're loading in.
Yeah, it's looking a little scuffed on my side.
There we go. I've got a full screen on my end if you think you need to pull it over.
Oh yeah, my thing died. So yeah, I'll have to pull up yours.
Okay.
So yeah, my remote play's not gonna work with all this.
Man,
But
to say the Gundam's so sexy.
I will say, my only problem with the suit, I think so far, is that its health seems a bit low. But with everything that it has, I mean, not really complaining too much. And there's a lot of, like with the damage it has too, you don't really need that much extra damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to just go ahead and attack my suit or something.
You got it, buddy. Oh, 8,000 damage, also train.
Brain.
All right, biosensors on. Double dodge on the support. What's this world coming to?
I know, right? I don't. I said biosensors up. I'm like, oh, slam on X. Okay, you know,
That was like
tried a new type. Let's see if I
like,
can.
like 5. Sorry, we'll see if you could what, Magnum?
I was gonna say, let's see if I can new type really hard by looking at your screen.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
lord!
Oh,
Don't shoot me, Magnum.
I actually just saw me transform and fly right now is where I'm at.
I know how they'll move.
Oh, that's very behind. Okay.
Oh, boy.
I gotta
Magnum, hit
think
the R2 button.
20 seconds in the future.
Well, while we've got it pulled up, the big things to note with the HML, first and foremost, you can't shoot it while moving. You have to get into commit stance, as has been coined now.
Commit.
But the cool thing is, though, it staggers on hit, and it also has an option to charge. And it's kind of funny. Like sometimes I wonder if BB Studios is listening to the podcast, because you remember when we were talking about making MBL style weapons better by letting you do like a partial charge or something. If you charge it, it has a long charge time where you do like increased damage and it pierces like an MBL, but because you can just shoot it without having to do a full charge. And it's not like exactly what you're talking about, where it's like partial charge is like 50%
Yeah,
or
but
something.
you can still let it loose whenever, which is the nice part.
And I think that would make the MBL style weapons infinitely better. So this is nice because it has a situational, like big stun, but you can also still just pop it off, and it also heavy staggers there. Like Magnum was heavy staggered by the shot. So it's like it's a situational MBL, which is probably which doesn't have a dead weapon slot, which is really good. You've got Vulcans. Your secondary weapon is the Zeta Gundam's beam rifle, and I don't think it's exactly the same. I'd have to like compare it. I didn't do that last night or anything like that. But you have that. I personally have the beam rifle set up as my primary, and the HML is on my secondary. And Magnum just transformed, but like the suit when the biosensor is active, gets access to double dodge rolls. and it can also transform, which means you can dodge roll in flight mode too. But you get ramming attack. Um, the weapons are
Weapons are
different
insane.
for the double beam guns, which I mean it's a flight mode weapon only. But the mega launcher has a new version on the flight mode that you can only fire when fully charged. And it works kind of like the C1's gun, where like it pierces when it goes through, and you still have access to your beam rifle. And I've got biosensor active now, so I've got that. You get force injection, like a support with a dodge roll. It's pretty wild. Like you still have C1 problems where unless your biosensor triggers, if you're hit during your flight, you get knocked out of it. So you have to
Like
be a little
that.
bit careful there. But the suit seems really strong. I think people who are already used to playing the C1 are gonna take to the Zeta Gundam pretty well, and it just gives them more tools. Because most supports are probably like hanging out, maybe being a little bit still. Although I think this suit can easily mingle with the blues.
Oh yeah.
So like once the raid gets in, they're just gonna go into fight mode, and if they don't get, I I'll have to see. I think raids that get on top of the suit because his HP are so low, the biosensor may not matter as much. You're just gonna get exploded anyway.
Hmm.
But
Okay, you have to full
we'll
charge
kind of see what happens.
you have to full charge its main gun in flight mode.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll kind of see, but I think the suit's. I personally think the suit's pretty good. Kill me, Magnum.
So yeah, I do want to try the grenades, see if I can get a stagger. I don't know if you did that while I was trying to set things up.
I did it while you were flying earlier. Um,
You definitely go in again and
Great.
see what the difference is. But the my biggest thing again is like kind of like what you were saying
Mhm.
though. But for the most part, if say if a Mark II Cubalate gets on you, I mean obviously that's
Mhm.
like the highest damage one to point out, so fair enough. But um, like as far as just bursting down a support, they're pretty much dead, and either way you're pretty much dead. So it's like if they fail to kill you, then you've got some tools to fight back. But
Mhm.
most of the time with a raid, you're going to be dead anyway. So what I did earlier was I
Right.
let a Stamen just bully me. I was like, "Come on, let's go. Come on, hit me. Stop trying to hit me and hit me." And then finally, I got low. My biosensor kicked in. I dodge rolled, and then I just extended that fight for put them down from their full health to like a fourth. So before they got me, so pretty much from 30%, I
That
almost took
happy.
down the Stamen, which is at that point we're essentially the same suit, only I have advantage at that point because of just how many options this thing has. I find doing the secondary stagger beam rifle, the normal Zeta beam rifle, into the um big beam rifle, high mega launcher, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, because of the commit stance that you were talking about, and then follow up with something else. And since you're close enough at that point, you can just boost and melee somebody because force injector is nice.
Definitely has some awkwardness, but I feel like you want to lead with the HML just because it takes too long to ready up to follow up with any of the other attacks.
Right.
And I kind of just view it as kind of like a cannon support kind of feel at that point.
I don't know. I've been still getting off the melee when I do that without getting tackled. I'll
Are you
try
talking
to
about with
I'll try
the
it against you. Yeah, with the mega beam launcher. Oop, I missed. Come on, just hit.
Yeah, come on, just it. Too
Okay, well, I
real.
got the
That
damage, but
line
you
is
got a
too
dodge
real.
roll. Okay. Here, let's see how many shots this takes to stagger you.
oh, my bad. It's 20%, by
Okay,
the way,
5.
according to the wiki.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was 5. That's not bad. It's like do more than usual. I mean, you got 12, but they're a little slow. And like I just missed. I had 7 there, and I guess I missed 3. Whoop. But yeah, so I normally do something like that. Oh yeah, this doesn't take as much to ready up. That's what I did. Okay. Yeah, I guess you want to lead with the MBO. I don't have my proper weapon swaps up, but yeah, I'd say MBL into the beam rifle. Definitely the way to go. Also, transforming though is like in this one's case. Don't forget to do the transforming stuff because wait, can you stagger this one? Does this one actually gain?
Yes, the flight works just like the C1.
Oh, balls. Okay, well. I don't
That's
like that
kind
you
of
have to
rough then.
full charge this. I really don't like the full charge thing.
But you have 2 other weapons to fall back on, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you kind of want to use this version when you're in this mode because it's a huge chunk damage.
Yeah, it seems like you'd have to just like do it from far away and hit the air brakes just to like light it up.
What's the damage on it? Because you may still get
3,500. So it's let's see what I hit you for. Hang on, around here and
because we can get similar output from just doing
I
like
gotta wait for it to
beam
recharge.
rifle, spot gun, ramming attack, or something. I'm just backing
And
up.
oh, 3,000. I mean, you could ram also after pretty easily. Daggers it pierces.
Here, Magnum. You want to fly around real quick? We'll see if you get stagger resistance while biosensor's on. Nope.
Negative.
Well, that answers that.
So fly mode's still a little scuffed, but you know, if they gave it that, I mean, this would be kind of a little silly. Now,
Time to violate.
oh no.
Oh,
Okay, here we
no.
go. Let's go hard. I gotta fix my
I
weapon
don't know why the
swaps
last one
though.
was so short. I forgot simple battle.
Yeah, I've got it on simple. But I've got right now I'm running a lot of health on it because I want to take advantage of double dodge roll as much as possible. So fighting another support or fighting a general, I find at that point I end up with, you know, around like 6,000 health, and that's still pretty good to actually do something with. So, dang it, I try to get rid of. Oh wait, no, you weren't full charge. What am I doing? That was bad. Try to transform to avoid your dagger, but yeah, your thing doesn't dagger on a.
It doesn't stagger on a normal shot. I just shot you once before already.
Yeah, I know. I was just like,
Had
but
to build up.
I tried to avoid it with those shot before, and then I was like, wait a minute,
Oh, right.
that was dumb. Why am I doing this? What have I done? Oh, actually, here, let me see how many shots it takes to stagger you with the repeating flight mode too.
Sure. I can also look at the values just like they're posted while you're doing it too. So it looks like the where is it? Here it is. Looks like it has an 18% stagger. So you have to do 8
Almost
shots
all of
to
them.
stagger somebody. Oh, whoops, I moved out of the way.
He's got some maneuvers. Okay, go ahead and fight.
That's right. No wonder I wasn't boosting out. It's not the right button. I'm trying to disengage with L1, but this is fucking space.
Oh, I missed the shot. I didn't even fire the gun.
Oh, biosensor, no.
No, dodge, roll. No. I'm not used to that. I don't play. I don't play Zeta.
Don't worry, I'm my space weakness is
Not
showing
Zeta
for
or
sure.
not sniper suits?
I mean, I'm not used to
That's my bad.
the Zeta specifically. Like, there's not a lot of biosensor suits. Even the suits I have that have a biosensor, I don't really use them in that way. So it's kind of like the Zeta's the only one I could think of. Maybe the double Zeta, but I haven't played it enough recently.
Mhm.
So, but that's the only other one that I have that you would have a biosensor and. But the Zeta though, it feels really cool. It feels pretty much the in between of a C1 and a Zeta. Only it's a support.
Do less damage. Feels bad, man.
But yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. Mainly the. Let's go ahead and go over stats, and we can just pull it up on
Mhm.
your screen and stuff because mine was pretty scuffed. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it over here. But I think what's
I've got it pulled up. Let
interesting.
me know when you're ready.
Oh, okay, you've got it. You got it pulled up. Just
Mm.
pause and restart your thing, then catch up. There. Okay, go ahead, and then I'll bring this up afterwards because
Sure thing.
I think this suit kind of says something about what they're doing with supports, or maybe.
Sure. So HP is 16,000. Ballistic resistance is 14. Beam resist is 32. Melee resist is 26. Um, the ranged strength is 55. Melee is 15. Movement speed is 15. Boosting speed is 190. Boost gauge is 65. And the turning speed is 60. Make sure there's nothing on here that would be included that we want to have on there as well. Let's see. Did the biosensor stuff. Turning speed's on there. Okay, so it's like we're good there. When it's transformed, the movement speed goes up to 180. Boost speed is 240, and the turning speed goes down to 51. You can adjust that by using the brakes. Has melee priority of whoops, wrong button. Has a melee priority of 1 and no compatibility. Um,
That was kind of interesting. I was kind of expecting maybe a space thing.
I thought it was space too, honestly. I was surprised when I saw that.
But yeah, do you
That's
want to
not
go through the
bad.
skills?
Mhm. So I was looking at other suits to compare.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's 10 more movement speed than the Game Walk. And way more than the Faz, 20 more than the Faz. Faz is a big slow boy.
Oh, by the way, real quick,
But
just
yeah.
on a side note,
Mhm.
last night, speaking of big slow boy, can't the salt is still real.
Oh, here we go.
So I did the full step up of the 4 step ups for this thing, going for
Oh
it.
no.
And so the first 3-star, which is cool. I'm kind of glad I have it now that I actually have the suit I want. But I got a Kapool, which I was like, no, why? Um, fair enough. Kapool's not the worst, but not something I'm gonna be too salty over because I had one more step with a guaranteed 3-star. So let's go. I got a support. What's
Mhm.
the worst support at 650? Emblem.
The Faz.
Don't say the fast.
Yes! Yes!
The Faz.
Yes! Because that's exactly what I said. Yes!
Oh yeah, that's exactly what. Oh, dang it, Gustav, you did say that last night. Man, I was still intoxicated, so I probably didn't care as much. Yeah, I went through like.
I actually got that. I was there when you got it. I was in my kitchen, like getting something, and you're like, "Don't tell me what I got." And I peeked over from my like little corner and saw the Zommel on a screen. I was just like, "Ah."
Oh my gosh. Like the first the only thing that I'm affected I'm not even affected too much from the alcohol from yesterday. The only thing that's affected me more is just how much I yelled yesterday and talked. Like when that moment happened and I saw the Zommel, I was like, I was even though I was drunk, I was still cognitive enough, I guess, uh, by knowing that I was about to just break someone's eardrums. So I muted and just yelled "fuck" as loud as I could, and just yeah. So if there were
The one bear
neighbors,
outside was like, "What the fuck,
yeah,
man?"
yeah, one bear was like, "Oh, what the." Or that,
What, man?
that pit bull that showed up here.
Oh
He
my
was
god.
like, "Oh,
Pitbull lives in the woods with you.
Big dog.
dude, there was a pit bull that was like my dog. Like he came up, and then my dog kind of got in a fight with him because the pit bull was just like, I'm gonna just do this, and my dog's like, what are you doing? No, this is my area, and then the pit bull's like, this is my
You need to be
doghouse
careful,
now.
Magnum. I think Pitbull has better lawyers than you do.
Oh my gosh,
Boo.
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 But
Well,
anyway.
that's cool. Pitbull's been to your house.
But anyway, but yeah, like, not gonna lie, I've seen some pit bulls, but it never struck me like how much they do not give a fuck about whatever's going on in front of them, because they're just like, I mean, man, this thing's like super ripped, and I'm just like, I'm intimidated. I'm like, what the? So like, anyway, then he started to go at my dog, and I'm like, oh no, you don't.
Uh-oh.
So and then
Lights on.
I jumped in, and I was just like, boom. And the dog just kind of looked at me like, "What the fuck?" And I'm just like, "Okay, now I'm kind of scared now." I was like,
You
and
don't fuck
then
with Pitbull.
yeah, then I got my dog in the house, and then the pit bull just kind of walked up to the door. It was like, "So you coming out?" And I was like, "Okay, let's go." So I I was just like, I grabbed a BB gun real quick. I was like, "Let's go. Let's see if I can like scare this thing off." I don't know whose dog it
Should just
was.
challenge him to a rap battle.
My god.
This meme. Okay, I'm done. This meme's going too far. But anyway, I got the Zommel. Back to the main point. I got the Zommel level 4, and now that I have this, can I say I kind of like the Zommel level 4?
Oh boy.
Is it acceptable
Does
to
it
say
feel
it?
better than a certain suit that you have at that cost already? Starts with an A, ends with a Z, something.
Okay. So
Can you help me out
hang
here,
on,
Mister?
real quick. Okay,
Oh, here
so
we
here's
go.
my problem with playing the Faz, or with playing. Damn it, with playing the Zommel. This is the reason why the Zommel's worse than the Faz. It's easier to hit stuff with the Faz. That's all I'm saying. I can get more damage out with a Faz a whole lot easier. Oh, and you went. Oh no, we got streamception going on right now.
Oh no.
Back to downtime. Oh, did you saw my stuff pulled up? Hold on, I'll go back.
Yeah. Because we didn't go through the skills, and then you can show some of the damage numbers on the weapons and stuff.
Sorry, you were talking about how you were starstruck when you met Bulldog, so I wanted to switch back over for a bit.
But anyway, 25,000 health though on the Zama, which is just kind of impressive.
Dummy thick.
Yeah, like you can get all the resist except for melee,
Stupid.
and
Mm.
like 30k health.
Yeah, and I mean, like, depending on the map that you're on, you can just plant your ass somewhere and just harass with a bunch of damage for nothing.
But anyway, yeah, the skills on this thing, this thing's got a shopping list. It's
Yeah,
good.
so it's high performance bouncer level 3, high performance scope level 3, observational data link,
Balancer.
high performance gimbal. Gimbal's the skill that lets you have a better range of viewing or whatever, looking in space. Scouting parallel processing device, that's the one that gives you your map or your radar when you're scoped in. It can transform, has balancer, AMBAC, high spec AMBAC, I guess you would say, force injector, wing special cushioning. That's the one that reduces the damage you take by 15%. And it has biosensor. And not failure biosensor like the game lock, but
Oh no.
anime pro tag action biosensor. Like all the other biosensor suits that aren't the O and the game lock.
You know, if you could have Char's hair, yeah.
In transformation mode, you also get access to moving right along. You also get access to ramming attack, You get anti-blast stabilizer, and you lose a few skills, but it's all up here. But you keep data link, or you keep radar rather, and data link. Obviously transform. It would suck if you couldn't change back, right? Maybe that's a
Yeah.
Gaza thing. That make it the way you have limited transformations.
You just get stuck like that,
Oh,
run out
no.
of fuel,
Yeah.
and you're just on the ground. Like, well,
Oof.
Let's hope somebody knocks you out of it.
just hit me, please.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm stuck like this. Now you can wave rider crash people from the length of a HML away. Shame they didn't put the long beam saber on the mega launcher and just give people the poking. Yeah, that's the skills between the two.
Oh, what is this?
There's an explanation.
So then the wait, does it say it's from Zeta?
It does, yeah. I mean, Camille
I
was
guess
running around
technically,
with
yeah.
it before Rue was, right?
Yeah, that's true. But yeah,
Fine.
the
Train.
so I guess let's go over the damage on the weapons real quick, and then we can do percentages, and then we can do some final thoughts.
Sorry, trains.
Oh no. I just saw something on Twitter from the Japanese battle Twitter, but I think it's just for Hathaway's like a giveaway. I thought it was actually gonna be like a crossover campaign for the game, but it doesn't look like it.
I wouldn't mind seeing
It
the
should be.
Penelope in the
They
base
fucking
camp,
did it. They fucking did it for NT. Why the hell not for Hathaway?
Yeah, for real
right? Have that monstrosity
This big
in
old
the
turkey in
base
there.
camp. Yeah, like, whoa, God. All right, so I've got it pulled up. Also, Gustav, I like you hopping right in to fill in the dead air while the train was going by and we were
Yeah.
waiting. Like really, really good like co-host powers right there.
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10.
Most people may not even like realize it, but I fucking count on you, bud.
Oh boy. No problem.
Count on both of you, especially
But,
today because I'm
What's
a
wrong
little
with
tired.
you?
I mean, I'm just a little tired, man.
Magnum's like recovering from his birthday streams.
Birthday hangover. Oof.
Luckily, didn't have too bad of a hangover.
Oh, that's good actually.
I pretty much woke up and I was just
But
like, I got the headache, and then I stood up and I was like, it's gone. Fuck yeah.
Let's go. Critical success.
Another one.
Natural 20.
Yeah, pretty much. I hate. I like the funny thing is I know one time I was partying, and then like the next day I just laid there in the hotel and I was just like, and then I stood up and it was gone. So now every time I always stand up just to make sure it's not laying down sickness. I don't know what it's
Right.
with that. Because if I stay laying down, I just feel like garbage the more I lay down.
That's a different kind of gotcha right there. It's
Yeah,
like, well, my
pretty much.
brain stopped.
oh no,
So I always stand up
Magnum
first.
was
So
trying to wave ride too hard.
Oh.
You never wave ride too hard because you always end up in a crash.
You always end up pinned by your own poor
hey,
decisions.
I will say though, I poor decisions. I was starting to mix because we had. I
Oh
was like,
no.
because I was running out of bourbon, and I was just like, I don't want to drink my expensive stuff yet until we get the suit.
Mm.
And then it was just like, well, we've drunk everything. Now let's see. Oh, there's some wine in this cabinet. Oh, is there any? We got some vodka, tequila. What do we got?
The second you said wine, I was like, well, there it goes. That's it right there.
I know Magnum was drinking his mom's wine. It was funny. Never mind.
What?
To
What?
prevent us from tangenting, I'll just.
All right, hang
keep
on.
going.
I'm kind of like, hang on. 10 more seconds of tangent.
Okay, we some of the ladies at the bank do like flowers and stuff. They arranged them, do flowers, they arrange flowers and stuff like that. And they brought a vase in that looks like a gigantic wine glass.
Oh no.
And they were making jokes about like like, oh, I'll just have one. Like
Yeah,
whenever
I'll
you have
just
like a
have
giant
one.
of something, yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta be that guy and joke around about it, right? And
Yeah.
they're like, hey, would you like some wine? And I was just like, I know not to get in the way of a mom and their wine, and like that was pretty much it.
Oh, I will say though, there's probably like something here that she's got in a cabinet somewhere.
But I wouldn't get in the way of Magnum's mom and her wine either. It's a dangerous road you're treading
Just like
there, Magnum.
some wine heirloom that's been there for a million years.
You say that, but we had a bottle of wine that we got from our grandfather that
Oh no.
that pretty much was that. Like no one ever drank it or anything. It pretty much just turned into vinegar or whatever wine does. We just kind of held on to it.
Death wine. Bleh.
Magnum Dong, box wine master.
Yes.
But for real though, like
There goes
I
a
got-
new
I got-
product for the brand.
yes, that's exactly what I got to do. But for real though, I got the best mom. She would like, if I needed, I'd be like, I'm out of bourbon. Then she'd probably be like, okay, here's some bourbon.
She
What a
get
nice
in the
guy.
Gundam and go.
Or mom. Get back in the Gundam now.
Yeah, back at the Gundam. Get in the Zeta emblem.
Get in the fucking Zeta.
Get into Zeta.
Okay, so
But
yeah, weapons and things.
So the Hyper Mega Launcher, non-charge, has a base power of 3,000. When fully charged, it goes up to 8. One shot uncharged takes up 95% of the heat, whereas a full charge shot takes up 100. You can fire a shot. The time between shots is 7.5 seconds. It takes 30 seconds to recover from overheat. Charge time is moved. 10 seconds. So it's pretty fast. I mean, for a suit with an MBL style attack, it charges really quickly. Also it increases the stagger and has unit penetration, so it can pierce. And just as a reminder and note to everybody at home, you do have to stand still during all this as well.
By the way,
You have to commit.
does it? Do they have the percentage increase damage when you fire it, or how much damage does it deal when you fire it fully charged? The website.
Yeah, it's 2.667 times more damage.
Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
Which I think is what translates into the 8K, maybe.
Roughly, yeah, a little bit more.
So let's see. The Beam Saber is Beam Saber for Z Gundam. Looks like it's well, no, that's a sub weapon, but it says 2 levels. But I guess the sub weapon has 2 levels now too. So it looks like it uses the same. Oh no, but that's a main. Oh no, but it is a primary on the other one. Okay, I'm so used to leading with my long beam saber that I forgot that the primary.
Actually, that's something else too. Is shouldn't the launcher technically have a mode like that too? Because some people were bringing that up yesterday, and yet it doesn't have that. But I guess it just has so much other shit. It doesn't really.
Yeah, it's also support too. I mean, I'd be down with
I'd be down with that.
Hey
Like,
man, let's go.
Make a fucking
somebody in
support
chat-
striker. Like, I'm all the way down with that.
I know, right? Somebody in chat said it did have. I was like, fucking crazy. A support with 2 melees? Like
let's go.
What's this world coming to?
They just put
Could you
everything on
imagine?
this shit. They just, you
Yeah.
know what they're gonna do? They're gonna do what fucking Gundam Online did and just make one that's in biosensor all the time. It just has all that shit.
That would be awesome. It has like 3,000 HP. Let's see.
3,000
Dude, just gets sneezed on blood.
Yeah, you wanted your biosensor active all the time. It's just like the HP you would normally be at. Go get him, champ.
Just the best. It's the first 700 cost suit.
But the arm grenade launcher is 400 power per shot, has 12 bullets, as they say. You can move while firing, and it does cause wince, and has a stagger value of 20%. Range is 300, and it readies up fast. Is a 0.77 ready up time.
What's the normal
Um,
percentage for the normal Zeta's arm grenade launcher?
Oh crap! I closed that window out. Hold on a second. I can pull up real quick though. 45.
Oh wow, okay.
They should not change that and just give it the same amount of grenades. Freaking Espionage gave us the low impact ammo.
Right.
Has Vulcans. Vulcans have a power 70. Looks like it's your standard style Vulcans. You have 60 bullets worth. Stagger value is 2%. And you can use it while boosting and stuff like that, but it doesn't like there's anything terribly special about it. Damage seems okay though. Just to compare it to.
I hate crappy Vulcans. Get them out of the game.
Yeah, they're not as good as the
Yeah,
MLRS.
we just were so spoiled by the GPO2 line. That's all that is.
I mean, well, not even
Yeah,
just that. Like
GBO2,
even the
Faz.
But the
even give me
Faz,
the
yeah.
Mark II Gundam like Vulcans.
I mean,
at
like,
least.
yeah, the Vulcan pod in general, because the fucking, what is it? The Barf Zam has them too.
Oh right.
Yeah, like, come on, just give us those Vulcans at least, so we can actually do
On
something
everything.
extra. Yeah, literally, like.
It is really weird that the Zeta, just because of like who helped to design it and shit, just doesn't have stuff like that, or like it doesn't have the same volume of fire.
But
Some suits are just not better than others, right?
Well, in certain ways, right? Although, again, if we want to talk about that, still baffling that the regular Zeta doesn't have 3 priority when the fucking Mark II does.
right. But yeah, was that all the weapons on it just normal, or do the
Oh
beam
no,
rifle?
no. We still have the beam
And
rifle.
that's not all.
Oh wait,
Yep,
there's more.
so the beam rifle that the Zeta Gundam has gets turned into a secondary. And it is called the BR4Z Gundam HML. So base power is 2000, which is the same as the level 1 version of the beam rifle. You lose 1 bullet. The normal one, the Zeta Gundams, is 6. This one has 5. Outside of that, though, the stats seem the same in regards to fire interval. Looks like this one takes a little bit longer to reload. Probably just secondary weapon tax, and it only adds another 1.5 second to the reload time.
Not bad.
Range is actually worse though. It's 350, whereas the Zeta Gundam is 450 at level 1. But it looks like the stagger value is the same at 10% between the two weapons. So they effectively work the same.
It seems like a slightly better deal than the Gerbera's secondary, though.
You mean the wrist gun thing, or like the machine gun thing it
No,
has?
but I mean Gerbera the 04. Sorry.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, it stuns. That's pretty neat. So I feel you there. I keep staying on to Zeta. I was like, why is the beam saber coming up again? So this is its weapons in flight mode. The beam gun, kind of like we talked about earlier, 400 power per shot. Heat rate is I meant to be switching to these as I talk about them. I'm looking at two different things. So it's times 2, 400 power, 50% heat rate per shot. You can fire 8 shots before it overheats, which also happens to be about the same amount of shots to stagger. Overheat time, so it cools down and is ready in 10 seconds. Range is 350. Has ASL, causes flinch, 18% stagger value. The high mega launcher into transform mode, there it is, has a base power of 3,500. And you have to be fully charged in order to use, but it charges in 3 seconds. Has a 10% stagger build up. And it Let me make this bigger. I think I'm losing some of the info. Or just doesn't do what I think it does. So it doesn't like it pierces.
Oh, it doesn't?
Non-charge, full charge shot. So normal not available, mobile shooting possible, focusing required, staggering, focusing time 3 seconds. Yeah, I didn't really notice. I just kind of assumed that it pierced, but according to this, it doesn't pierce, and it just does a normal stagger.
The
Huh.
damage modifier.
It actually isn't on there.
So I guess just
I don't think it
it's
has
just
one because
straight
you can only fire it while
3,500.
charging.
Oh yeah, I get
Hmm.
yeah. Right. So I guess it is just 3,500. That's a little odd.
Well, damn.
Yeah. And if it doesn't pierce, that's I mean it's got a long range though, so you could like transform, shoot somebody at the other side of the map.
Just as a comparison, so the C1 has a similar style attack, although you can shoot it without being charged. So this does more damage than the beam smart gun. At level 1, it's 2,800 with a charge. At level 2, it's 2,940. The range is actually worse. This has a range of 550. Oh wait, no. Well, I think I saw 800. Okay, it's actually better. Never mind. I was like, that's crazy. It's noticeably different. But okay, my bad. It's 500 on the beam smart gun, 550 on the HML.
Yeah.
But this one has penetration when you charge. It only takes 2 seconds to charge the beam smart gun, whereas the high mega launcher takes 3.
Then what was the damage modifier when you full charge the beam smart gun?
That one is, where'd you go? There it is. That one is 1.4, according to this.
And also maybe because we were in space, or maybe I'm crazy. On another note, it seemed like in flight mode I was able to fly around a lot more. Now, I know when the biosensor popped for sure, but like
It
there's
doesn't have
something.
specialization or anything, so that may have just been you, because
Yeah.
it shouldn't be any different.
Yeah, I feel like I'm flying around more with that. I mean, space does give just an innate bonus now to everybody. That most recent change they did to it, but at the same time, didn't think it was that significant because the C1, I feel like I fly around, I get a couple of shots in, and then I'm like, whoops, I boosted, and okay, time to transform back. And with the other one, I was like, I boosted like 2 or 3 times, and then finally transformed back, and I was like, wait, does this thing have like better flight performance? But skills wise, from what I'm looking at now, doesn't nothing shows that. So
It's just a gut feeling at that point.
Possibly,
I
yeah.
mean, they
Sure
both have
feels
they both
fast.
have transform flight one. So I mean,
Hmm. That is a little unfortunate that they're kind of sticking it after supports, though. Like, just being able to knock them out of it like that.
I mean, the
One thing
only
to note,
thing
though,
it could have been biosensor. I
that
could have made it a biosensor.
Mm.
could have been biosensor. The Zeta does have the shield at the very least.
Yes.
That's
So
true.
every now and then you may not get knocked out of the air because you get tagged in the shield. And I mean, if the shield explodes,
Then you're
you're gonna
gonna
get shot down
anyway.
anyway. So
Yeah.
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 There's no
So
difference
unlike
there. You
every
got
other
bodied up.
suit, yeah, unlike every other suit where the shield breaking is like, no, this would have been better if it. This
I
was
didn't
like,
have. Why did I have to have a shield? It's like, oh god. Well, I guess that's no different.
Yeah, nothing changed. It feels bad, man. And I want to say it's the same between the two, because it appears to be the same skill. So biosensor gives you +5 to your shooting modifier, +30 to your melee modifier.
Woo!
Support, by
What?
the way, puts you up to an effective 45. and that's the same for both Zetas. It looks like it is the same skill. Um, all of your defenses go up by 15. Your speed increases by 5.
That's really weird.
Is this real life?
Yes, it is definitely anime Janai. Turning performance is increased by 15. You get as we saw, you get emergency evasion level 2, and you're invincible during activation. Yeah, so it's the same skill for both suits. That's why I get the double dodge roll, because it's just
Oh
it's
my
exactly the same
gosh.
as the normal Zeta has, which makes sense. They're the exact same mobile suit. So
That is amazing.
Hashtag same suit.
Ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen,
I train.
train.
Trade.
Ladies and gentlemen, train.
Ladies and gentlemen. Freightliner 5.
We finally done it. We finally got a support that has some form of dodge roll.
It just has to be on the verge of death to do it.
Which kind of brings me to my next question for you guys and what you think. What kind of parts are you thinking on putting on this, or what sounds good? Because for
There's my
me,
current loadout on screen.
I'm gonna
wait a
assume it's all
second.
health. And maybe
Um,
some boost.
yeah, I need to buy that thruster health part. But yeah, that's pretty much my loadout. Only then I have a one that has damage instead of the defensive parts.
The intensified loadout.
Yeah, I mean that's just my standard, and then I got a defensive
Yeah.
one that has that kind of armor like that, because you can pretty much almost max out melee and beam, and that's going to be your two big things when
Yeah,
most raids
Medeki
are
was
coming
talking
in.
about that the other day. It's just like 2 different defense stats you can max out at once.
A
Yeah.
lot of suits are able to do that 650. It's definitely, I think it's definitely why the defensive builds are so like prominent.
Not just that though, you can actually do different build setup because you have enough part slots. Again, I mean what we talked about
Mm.
last week.
It's almost like they should do that with the other stuff at Lord Cost. And
Yeah, give us
well, it's
actual build
funny because
variety.
like whenever people who are new to the game come in and they hear us talk about like parts and stuff, to them they're thinking about like literal limbs and bits and things that you can add to it. And it's like, no, that's probably asking for too much, even though there's other games in the franchise that do that. But this is literally just stat buffs and like little differences. But even for that, if you're gonna add those loadouts, it would be nice if they're a little more extensive. It's just hard to balance stuff like that, I guess, especially when they don't really introduce new parts that often. Like that space train was a big deal for how little it actually does, just because it was a hybrid part.
It is interesting though, because I mean, when you have this is things kind of like a scuffed general at in its normal form, and when biosensor kicks in, I mean, it might as well just be Zeta Gundam,
Mhm.
Yeah.
especially with the
Only
bonuses.
yeah, I mean the only thing you have less than like the stamen I was fighting, I was just like, okay, I don't have another uh beam saber attack, and you've got better priority than I do. But yeah, I have just as much maneuverability, if not more, than you now. What is this? What is this game? How?
It's pretty much the exam system principle, but just in biosensor.
For sure.
By the
But
way,
then
Emblem,
everything you do hurts. Like just the fact that you're as a support when biosensor's up.
Right.
Like with this, you go up to 70 beam modifier, and then you're at a 45 for melee. It's just oh my goodness, ridiculous.
yeah, by the way, Emblem, I kind of mimicked your build a little bit, and I was able to
Mm.
fit on. Am I crazy? I mimicked your build, and oh, I don't have the level 2. Okay, that's what it was. I don't have the level 2 melee defense, but
Mm.
I got 20k health. Is the only difference.
Oh right.
Yeah. Okay, and then I guess I would put like a shield health part on at that point or something. There we go. Because I was like, wait a minute, I've got more health. What am I missing? And I was like, oh yeah, I don't have that extra part, the new part that gives thruster and health.
Health to space frame.
Yeah, so I got a level 5, level 4, level 1 new model frame, level 2 new model frame, and then I got the anti-melee 3, anti-beam 3, anti-beam 2, and then just a shield for now. Once I enhance this thing though, then I'd have one more close, and then I'd have 2 open long. I don't know what I'd put there, but then 4 open medium or mid. Yeah, or medium, yeah. I don't know what I'd throw in on that at that point, but definitely that's what I like about some of these suits. There's a lot of utility things you can do.
It's definitely not bad. I probably have to play around with it some more, but as a start, I'm just playing around with this because I don't know if I want to change my build to where like I compensate for biosensor kicking in because I still don't like the idea of having the rest of my like I could probably get more damage. Be like, oh well, when I'm at 30% health, I max defenses. I think I'd rather just have max defenses the whole time and
Mhm.
probably
Yeah.
have some biosensor spillover or something like that. Because you, in that sense, you're already dealing a pretty good amount of damage, and just like the raids or just like the generals and stuff, the more sustainable you are, probably the better. So you can keep putting out that output, and then when biosensor kicks in, everything you do hurts. So it's just kind of like a to my in my eyes, it's just like a win-win at that point.
Hmm. Yeah, that's the other idea too, is just waiting for that extra to cap your defenses. I don't know. I don't know which one I'd go for. But that said, I might drop a little bit of my beam resist on another setup. Yeah, lot of different build ideas. Again, after seeing 650 suits recently, the whole part system, I'm like, guys, missed opportunity. Like, come on. It was like this. Make this on every suit at every cost.
Mhm. It almost feels like they're in a little deep, unless they just wanted to do like a game wide overhaul for that.
I mean, they just made it so that everybody can buy all the parts from the get go. Do
Mhm.
that to suits. Um,
I feel like that's just a level meta though, as opposed to just like actual suit meta. Because they all do the same things, you just get them sooner.
wait, which one? What do you mean?
Like, it doesn't really change anything other than you just getting to get into that like part meta faster.
I mean, I would say melee 4 and firing 4 is a huge deal though for just
Mhm.
newer players. Like, depending on how much time people have and depending on what times of the month they play. I mean, again, back in the day, just to hit corporal, it took like 3 months before I hit corporal. But that was because
Yeah,
you got
but
like nothing for
again, that's
mages.
time based and like a personal thing as opposed to it changing the raw stats of what the parts do for you.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, but the thing is, without those parts, that's still like 15% damage that somebody's not having compared to most everybody else that's probably playing around them.
Which is funny considering the fact that like most people do defensive builds anyway.
Definitely at higher. But I'd say lower cost too. When people are first getting into it, it's a big deal. Like, I don't know. You guys see a lot of defensive parts at lower cost?
Mostly because that's all they have. I feel like that might be where that comes from
Yeah,
too.
that might be it.
But now that's like for anyone coming in going forward, that's not even gonna be a thing. It's just gonna be what they want to shoot for in terms of the DP. So I guess from a perspective sense, it might shift the way people think about it, but unless they actually do an overhaul of what the parts do, then same shit, different day.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I don't play a lot of low cost either, but I feel like just because of the lack of slots and the amount of base defense, like I feel like the higher cost suits it works because you already have like a pretty solid pool to work with, and you have the
Mhm.
part slots to complement it and bring you up to that 50%. where it makes sense. But everything's made out of glass at the lower cost, so you kind of just capitalize on defending your if you're general defending your legs and doing like probably damage or boost, maybe some HP, um, and just kind of trying to explode things as fast as possible. Um, I feel, but at the same time, I don't go too hard on it.
Well, here's a good example. I'm just kind of looking through some of my suits now and what parts I have on some. But around 300, a couple of my suits actually have, like this one actually has some health, a new model frame, and again, maybe this is support things, but is where I'm coming from with a lot of these part setups. But I actually have room for some other defensive thing, like defensive parts. Well, here's one for space with back armor actually taken into account to have on it. But most of the time, if you're going to have the long range slots that supports have, and because they don't have hardly anything else, it's either do you want to just put a little bit more health on, and you're still probably going to die instantly when the raid gets on you, or do you want to do some more damage so that you can actually maybe hit them enough to, give that edge to your general so they can get the kill after you're probably dead, a corpse on the ground.
Or you
So,
at least even have a trade death, right?
yeah, or then you actually deal some extra damage to that general, and I mean it's pretty significant lower, especially if you're doing some kind of machine gun stuff with like a Zaku cannon or whatever, or even gun to cannon mass production kind of thing. So yeah, maybe some more generals probably have some more utility and defensive setups, but I know for supports where you just get like, okay, here's like on this one, here's 10 long, like 4 medium and 4 close, and it's like, oh cool. I get melee defense level 2, and that's it. Or I could put on a cruise control and then not any melee defense. Does it have a shield? Let's put on a little bit of shield and then all damage. Maybe a little health. Why not? But yeah, that's about what I can get at the most on most of my support suits at lower cost. But then at higher cost, it's like, yeah, let's throw on a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Oh, we got a lot of medium slots. We overheat a lot. Cool. Let's try some auxiliary generators. See how that feels or something. But speaking of which, auxiliary generator, do you think that's worth for the MBL thing or the whatever the full charge hyper mega launcher? It's got a
I
30
personally don't
second.
think so.
Yeah, I thought about throwing one on just to try it, but it only saves like 5 seconds. And I mean, I'm so used now to 30-second Unit 4 BST that I'm just like, yeah, 30 seconds is good. But
How much time did you say the return was?
like 5 seconds on with an auxiliary generator 4.
4? Oh wow, okay, 4. I was like, if you're gonna have with the
And
smaller
with the
one,
one,
like
that's insane.
Oh yeah, with the
that's
one that
not
would
bad,
be
but
gross. Yeah, that'd be super worth.
I mean,
I
that's
don't think
probably
I
how it
owned
should
one
be.
before.
Right?
But
Yeah, the level 2 gives me almost 2 seconds.
they really
Level 2
kind of
does.
screwed the pooch on those parts.
Actually, I'm kind of curious. What could I do? Okay, now I'm just having fun throwing on random parts and trying to meme.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Can I
Memes
get?
and memes.
Okay, here we go. Auxiliary generator 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wow, it only takes off 10 seconds.
Oh my god.
Oh man, still like 19.8 second cooldown.
They just need to make those physical or not physical. They just need to not make those percentages anymore. Those would just be like
Actual
number
seconds,
reductions.
yeah.
Yeah,
That would be interesting.
that'd be percentage based.
Universal second deductions? Oh my god. That'd be insane.
Yeah,
That's
that
just
could
they're
be insane
worthless
for
as
lower cost.
percentages, unfortunately.
Or at least up the percentage if they're not gonna actually like do that across the board. Something.
Yeah, 1 of the 2.
One of the two.
I was gonna say if they did some flat stuff, depending on what they did, Exodia would just be obliterating everything.
Which honestly
there's
is
a new
fine 'cause
10
it
day.
needs to be. Like if they're gonna have fucking mega launchers do bullshit anyway, like why not Exodia?
Right. Fair
It's like, oh, but it's on the move, but it's also a straight beam that doesn't stream, so like
enough.
and it's a stumpy thing. Like they don't have to change anything else. They just need to have it be able to be used more.
Yeah.
Because everything else about it sucks besides the damage.
Okay, so last thing I kind of want to talk about with this, and we can kind of give our final thoughts on the suit. Or actually, yeah, final thoughts on the suit, and then I want to mention something about what I think this means for supports. See what you guys think. So yeah, who wants to go first?
It's definitely the one to beat right now. It's kind of stepping on the toes of the C1 a little bit, but I feel like they both still have their place right now. But it's been pretty interesting to see. I'm definitely hoping to get one.
With a knee stagger, I guess I would say with a knee stagger on the C1, and you can charge it on the move. I think it's probably still a little bit more of the safer option. But as far as like damage output and utility, I think this one, especially once biosensor pops, I think at that point the higher skill cap players are just gonna destroy with this suit. And this thing is going to be
Oh, yeah.
extremely gross and terrifying for every general player. And depending on what happens, you're going to see probably a lot of take the support. If it is
Oh
actually,
god.
if it does, kind of hit the OP mark, and you have some crazy people new typing with it at, biosensor time,
I forget
then
if you guys are talking about it before, but just C1 players getting into this thing sounds terrifying to me. Because they kind of have that boldness to just kind of front, and
oh yeah,
then they get rewarded after they get hurt by having more performance, and it's like, okay. No, that might be a little bit problematic.
yeah. Anybody who's played like
I
the
was talking
Zeta
about that
and the
with chat before we got
C1,
started.
yeah, it just feels like they took the Zeta and C1 and just smashed them together in this, as far as playstyle goes. And yeah, it could be terrifying. I can't wait to see what comes out of this. I know I'm going to be playing it a lot. We're going to try to play some game on because Beam Vomit, but definitely going to
Gamok
be,
really did get shoved behind a little bit, which is a shame.
yeah,
Well, I think this is going to phase it out entirely at 650.
yeah. As
Well,
much
no,
as
I
I hate
shouldn't
to
say
say it,
entirely. People played it fast for some reason, so people still play the game off. But
The Gamok, I think the Gamok will be easier to stand than the Faz. So like,
oh, for
although
sure. I mean, it's not.
that also means that the Faz is gonna be like, well, I guess I'm just on Vulcan duty. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of hate to, I kind of hate to say it, but Faz is now like just,
poor Faz.
yeah.
Faz has like the ultimate example of what you shouldn't do with a Mega Launcher. By the way, Jesus
Oh
Christ,
my gosh,
the
that too, dude.
polar opposite.
Like they could have done something pretty cool with
So
that, but
trash. Like I'd gladly take shoulder cannons over whatever the fuck they're trying to do with that.
right. Yeah, and technically, doesn't it have like 3 more weapons that it should be able to use?
Yeah. If anything, that should be their next overhaul.
For
Just
real though,
Faz
right?
overhaul.
Please, please. Has been phased out. Oh my gosh. But anyway, but yeah, Emblem, your thoughts, your final thoughts on the suit?
So I actually was talking a little bit about it while we were setting up with chat, but um, I personally think this is another situation that's really similar to whenever you remember when the GM3 first came out, the general version, and I made a comparison of the suit to the G line standard,
Yeah,
and I said like the suit itself, like I personally think that the HML Zeta is better than the C1. Um, but I think overall it's probably one of those cases where like it may not necessarily be like strictly better. And it may kind of be more of like a preference slash like kind of minor upgrade kind of situation
yeah,
where like you could still play to C1 because you still have like strong options because you can charge and move, and that heavy stagger is a really big deal. And it's probably one of the reasons why the C1 is as strong as it is, besides just having like pretty solid output. But when you trade that off, you get the versatility, you get the general versatility of the Zeta Gundam,
Mm.
and you also have the biosensor, which, like I said earlier, you're like a janky general when you're in your normal mode, and when biosensor kicks in, you're the Zeta Gundam. So like at that point, you're pretty much just doing goofy general stuff. And the game itself has proven throughout all the mobile suit releases that being the closer you are to a general, the better your suit is. And I think the Zeta Gundam support is a good example of that. Like a lot of people kind of try to get to more maneuverable supports and make the mistake of calling them like it's just like when the full armor came out and it was like, oh, it's the rate of supports. It's like, no, it's more like a general. And I don't know, like that one's an interesting situation too, just
Mhm.
because that one doesn't see like a ton of play because of that, but it might just be because they don't really support its general play style very much. But like I feel like the Zeta Gundam does that in a really good way where you're kind of like you're almost like a side you're like your off front blue um most of the fight. And then when your biosensor kicks on, you're probably still wanting to be there because you're a support and you may be a little
Yeah.
squishy. But when your biosensor kicks on, you could probably front line with the boys at that point because you have a
Yeah.
double dodge roll and all that good jazz.
And then now you have advantage too, so it's just like
Right. So
Yeah.
like
So
it's
raw
pretty nice.
stat boost, extra rolls.
yeah,
Not bad.
I'm hype about this thing.
Just switch to your secondary rifle and go to town.
So here's a question. I can't think of how they would do this for other suits, or if they could figure out a way to do it without, attaching a biosensor to it.
Hmm.
But I'm kind of liking this. Uh, hey, we're gonna give some of these mechanics to supports, but we're gonna do it in a different way, and it seems like they're kind of doing it when the biosensors are kicking in. So like the super tackle or whatever that the game lock has. Um, actually having double dodge roll when this biosensor is on. Do we think there's going to be something that they're going to give out at some point where it would be like double tackle or anything like that? Or maybe, who knows, maybe while you do, like, I don't know if it would be like a biosensor or how they could go ahead and kind of shove it into a support, but maybe giving a support like maneuver armor or something random like that because of just whatever they decide to throw with it. I mean, what do you guys think? They're just going to make
Hmm.
all those mechanics health based.
I kind of
I
wish they
think
weren't to begin with a little bit, but
I don't mind it. Kind of kind of going back to the way some of the suits worked early on.
Hmm.
Um, like we made comparisons to the Zaku FS, right? Where like you're a melee focused blue, but you trade away your dodge roll for maneuver armor. Um, so you kind of have that awkwardness of a raid where you don't have that get out of jail card. Um, and I wish all the suits kind of worked that way, where you had to have a trade-off to kind of perform outside of your box. So I personally don't mind it. The trade-off for the C1, which is I feel is already pretty like solid and phenomenal before it gets low, and then you just kick on like super mode at that point. But I think having a last like burst of maneuverability and stuff through biosensor for support to kind of give you that last ditch kind of survivability is makes sense, and it solves the problem that you know some people who play support, which I think a lot of the good supports are already able to defend themselves if they know what they're doing. But and that's probably another thing. It's one of those cases where like when you add Matt, you talked about it with like your league examples before, like where you add something that's like really good on a suit, like it makes it easier for more casual people to play, but to really good like top end players, for them it just makes the suit completely disgusting.
Mhm.
Um and that could be the case here, but for like the general support players, like the um you know people like me and the general populace, they're gonna be like, yes, it's so good, it has a dodge roll, I can escape the raid now or something like that, right?
Well, and that's kind of what I was going to bring up as an example too. Just with I kind of forgot to bring it up, but one of the games I played, there was the Mark V coming at me, and they didn't kill me, so I was able to, because normally your kind of goal is to stall out um, the raid as long as possible when you know you don't have a way to kill them or actually escape. So
Mhm.
having two dodge rolls and being able to dodge roll right at the right time to not get staggered, and then since they committed to trying to attack you, then you stagger them back, and it's like, wait, what is this? Wait, where am I a general? This I still get one shot by him when he actually hits me. Whoops. But like it gave me this moment of like, I can do this, I could win, like straight
Mhm.
straight literally straight up Piccolo moment there, because then I just got wrecked
Yeah.
because my but it gave me a chance to like go ham and actually kind of come back and counter, and also getting used to doing it, that's another thing, because I'm not used to having that. But now that I've got a last ditch, either I'm dead or he didn't finish me, then I get this. Yeah, it's great. Same with the game lock. Like, once you get used to using its big tackle, then you just knee stagger, and then you just swap to your melee and just downswing, and you're like, okay, I'm out. See ya. Then you just start running away, and like that's huge. Being able to do that to raids is just amazing. So like anything that they decide to give like that, it is going to be big, but how big and how much is it going to affect the game is going to be a big question. But I'm kind of wondering how they're going to like fit more mechanics in, and if they're going to fit more mechanics in like that. Like again, double tackle I think would be great to see on a support. And if they have to do it with another random biosensor thing, then cool, I'll take it. But
Well, I definitely think we're reaching that point. Um, you know, I think I think it's something that may not have made supports like too terribly pushed um to fight against. Like, you know, it's a good tool to have, but a tackle isn't quite the same as a dodge roll in that
Mhm.
regard. And I mean, if once you played the game long enough, you've got the timing right to where like as soon as a tackle's done, like you can snap them with a stun. It's literally as soon as the iframes are down.
yeah,
So it's not even like it would be like a overpowered like super end all for the raid. You would just have to know you just have to know how to play around it and be ready for it. So I don't think I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing for them to look into for other suits as well.
but yeah, I have to say I like the direction they're going with these. Um, the Shiki Kai was just like, okay, this is just straight normal support numbers. I'll take it. I mean, it's a good suit, right? But the like I still want it because of the missile barrage. I can intensify with that. But like with the with like this and the game lock, it's like this is kind of interesting. Again, I'm just wondering, can they put this kind of mechanic with other suits though? How would they add it to like a suit that wouldn't have a biosensor, right? Would they just be like,
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe give it a skill like last ditch output or something?
Yeah, like underdog, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, like
Um,
just some kind of
Yeah.
skill to where it's like, okay, you're overloading your systems to get a second tackle because
Mhm.
you're about to die, so better hit all the buttons to hopefully work.
mhm.
Essentially, just call it max power or
Yeah.
whatever.
Let's say it's maxi boost on.
Oh my god.
Final stand maxi boost on. Okay, let's go.
Extend the best up all day.
Well, it's just gonna be really weird for the Zeta when they release God Gundam next week. And it's the 650 raid.
It's gonna be the Doan Zaki is just
Oh
gonna be
my
their god
gosh.
Gundam.
That's fine too, as long as it can use hyper mode or super mode. I'm okay with that.
Don't
Punish
even
punches
joke.
all day.
Don't even joke that they come out with like a raid now that's just gonna be like, yeah, it has like
Be-
12 dodge rolls, not even with overboost. I'm just gonna.
Well,
be
yeah,
like,
when you
really?
activate hyper mode, I mean, you turn gold, you get God Shadow, so like you have the after images that probably have mass, and all of them shoot your weapons and can actually be controlled by other players in your room.
Oh no. Okay, so let's see. Guess we can go ahead and hop into the patch notes if we don't have anything else for the Zeta HML. On the right page.
Good suit, roll for it.
Get
Pretty
in
much.
there.
I got in there. I only got helmets though. Speaking of which, here's the normal suit that they put in. You can have Ruluka's suit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Had a bail Magnum.
Yes.
Gotta let me activate narrative pose B real quick.
Oh man.
I was the first thing I did when I got it was I turned around and narrative posed, and I was like, "Did they have the star on the back? I need this."
Aha!
Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Then we got. Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
Why did this have to be in here too? Here we go. Time to bring this discussion back. So yeah, guys, level 3 Isaac is now in the
Hey, the
lottery.
best list is
Let's
at a
go.
no cost.
Uh,
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite hated suit is back.
I don't. I think it's gonna be pretty cool because I don't think an Isaac has truly known pain until he's been one comboed by fucking Jarja.
Oh
Like
no.
they don't even realize, they don't even know what they're getting into, man.
Yeah, that was one
Oh,
thing I was
nice machine
thinking.
gun. Bang, bang, stun. Downswing, downswing, downswing. Like a giant head. It
Just
makes it
holding
easier
him
not
on
to
the floor, just smacking like ah!
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. I
I
will
went
say,
from slaying MLRSs to fighting you. Downswing, downswing.
Get up again.
well, I mean, this is at 500, so it would be like I'm trying to. I'm like, I mean, the thing is, you got the detector. Is an Nemo 500
Hmm.
base?
Well, it's got to deal with the bowling oak too. That'd be funny.
I'm not afraid of the bowling oak.
Bowling oak, gazelle. Fucking unifies,
So what
pelting it from distance.
that Bolino gets close. Ooh, that neutral. Ooh,
I mean, at that point, that everything.
you're not wrong, but that neutral though. Oh,
Ooh. Still got to deal with Striker Customs.
I mean, the
For sure.
Striker Custom's already at 450, and that's not the biggest deal.
Yeah, but now you got to deal with the worst, and it is a big deal.
Ball was 550, right? So
Yeah,
you
you don't
know
have to
you
deal
wouldn't
with that
see
You
yet.
that.
dodge that bullet.
I mean, the main
Unless
thing
you're
is,
dumb and try to
Yeah.
go under cost.
I mean, the thing is, Jarja would be kind of scary though. Like I said, I mean, so far I haven't really been too afraid of the Striker. You can actually deal some good damage to it if they're just if you know they're not actually looking at you, and you know, marking it. That's a big. Everybody hates Strikers, so that was an easy for people to go. They'll go out of their way to go after that thing.
Man, everyone just hates raids in general.
Yeah, fair enough. But
Raid too strong.
raid.
Raid.
yeah, I think it's. I'm wondering where the fall off starts kicking in. I'd say,
I think it kicks in
okay,
at 400,
okay,
right?
hang on. Okay, for people who play this suit, let's just. I honestly though I am so glad there's like such a suit that is this controversial to talk about. I love it. It is amazing. Okay, so for people who really like the suit and play it and do well with it, okay, the fall off might be at 500. Now at 550, I don't think you could use it at 550 at that point, but maybe 500. This might be where it. This is the questionable point because I think 400, amazing. 450, still pretty amazing. 500, maybe not as much.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, if I lived in a world where I respected the Isaac a little bit more, I definitely think you're pushing it. Um, it would get annihilated in 550,
Oh yeah,
but
it would for sure.
you're definitely pushing your luck at 500 for sure. With a suit that its only real like strong point is marking things and um DPS with the machine gun or whatever with like some build up stagger. Um, you're you're just too vulnerable. Um, like the Jarja moves quick and fast, has good stagger build up. Um,
It has some good
that thing
range
hits
options too.
R2, so you're gonna be getting it just as well as you're dishing it out, if not, if probably worse. Um, so you're probably just gonna have trouble keeping up at that point,
I mean,
especially without some kind of instant stagger option to like pill them off after they maybe try to like go from boosting to meleeing or something like that. You don't have that at all, so you kind of just have to break out their. You just have to break their maneuver armor, and I don't know, hope that somebody shows up, or you can get a downswing off or something like that if they're like right in your face. Um, that's a little bit scary.
the other thing with 550 too, once the Bawu gets introduced into this equation, like the any ranged option supports that can do some good, and the Jarger kind of does that too. That's why I'm really scared of it, because you can just shoot with the beam gun and probably shred this thing.
Mhm.
And that's one of the big deals is if you can poke this thing from a distance, because I'm probably gonna mark you. So if you come at me, then I'm gonna try to position around you, and then my teammates hopefully can do something about you. But when it comes to like the Jarger, you're just gonna be like, okay, I'll just stand back to my team, and if you peek out, you got to get close enough. You peek out, I'm gonna go ahead and just pop you with a couple of shots, and I'll just stay safe. You stay safe, I'll stay safe. But if we have to poke, I win, kind of thing. And the Bawu is gonna do that only 10 times more because that shield beam is just like gonna half health you or something. You're gonna be praying that the Bawu hits your shield.
Yep. Shield beam and a rifle.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid
Can I
something
just
else
interrupt
stuns
our
you.
Can I send out our regularly scheduled programming to let everybody know the very important news that in April's 10 day, they're going to have Schoolgirl Tenda?
Oh no. Got 901 on speed dial. Here we go.
Moshi Moshi Police?
Mushy mush.
So sorry, that was just a Tenda related PSA. You can all keep going now. Don't worry, I sent you guys the most recent 10-day
Yeah,
tweet
I noticed.
in
I'm
the
like,
Oh
in the
oh,
chat.
no.
oh,
So
there's some messages. What is going on? Oh,
Oh
Hathaway
no.
and what? Oh, okay.
well, Gustav had a GBO2 tweet, and then I remembered like, oh, I haven't checked 10-day yet, so I had to get on there and look.
Okay. Let's see. So next,
Yeah, when they brought up Unit 5 BST, that's another thing too.
yeah.
Zuka, and it can Daka back at you. Your
Well, yeah,
machine gun is adorable. Daka Daka Daka.
yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Anything that can do really well as a ranged raid is kind of scary because then because otherwise, if they're more melee, you just got to outposition them. Like it's a whole positioning game. But anyway, moving on though, we have the supply drop boosted step up thing. Yeah. Half off though.
Hey,
Everybody get the half off. Always do half offs. Every time. Every half off.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those
get in there.
cases where like the suit itself is so good that you would want to just do a half off spin on it anyway, for sure.
Yeah. So pretty good. I went all the way with 4 steps. got a Kapul for my guaranteed 3-star, and a Zombie level 4 from our last guaranteed 3-star. And got almost no 2-stars or higher for the second step. What a surprise.
Shock and awe. This weapon shops abound.
Oh my gosh. I'm starting my weapon and helmet store. Weapon shop and helmet store.
These surplus helmets. Special Rue Luca edition.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't get the helmet. I only got the pilot suit, so I'd be willing to check out your wares, bud.
I'll trade you 3 for a pilot suit. Okay. Then we have in the ticket shop. Oh, whoops. The big one here, which I'm kind of sad it's already in this quick after they gave one out for the premium login thing. But the Easy 8 weapons rack, level 1 and 2. Can recommend the level 1. Level 2, I think kind of there's better supports at 400. And of course, you know I'm thinking about the Isaac, but I'm not even just talking about that. But anyway, before there's an Isaac comment, I had to get ahead of that one. I was like, Emblem's about to say something about. Well, it's definitely not the Isaac.
Dahlia.
Or
No, he's too
Dahlia
distracted by Tunda.
Dahlia was feeling lonely because she doesn't do anything, so I went to go talk to her.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way,
She's got to have like a layer of dust on her at this point.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, for sure.
I had to go see what she said in English. I had to go see what all the happy birthday things were in English. And like the clan guy was like, "Happy birthday! I'm gonna make you a feast." And I was like, "Okay, cool, awesome." You know. And then everyone else you kind of would be what you'd expect at this point. Then like the PVE guy's like, "What? You're getting older every day, youngin." And I'm like, "Oh man." And I'm like, yeah. Well, that's a surprise. Hey, be sure to stop by, man. It's already been a year and stuff things. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's go. Big Boss Ocelot. Yes.
Big Boss Ocelot? Wait a minute.
Well, I mean, you know, like the now hold on there, Snake kind of thing, right? So he kind of sounds more like Ocelot, but then the picture next to him is definitely more like a Big Boss thing. So I'm just calling Big Boss Ocelot.
Boss-a-lot?
Yes.
That sounds like it would have been a twat plus in the Metal Gear games. Like Big Boss is just Ocelot all this time.
Did you say twat plist?
No.
What?
I swear it sounded like said twat plist. I was like, that's the true. That's like the plottiest of twist, man.
Yikes.
Like you can't even like no one ever saw it coming. So it's a twat plist. Must have been a miss here.
Oops.
It's like twat plist. Yes, I like it.
And then I went up to Dahlia and she was like happy birthday. Bring me something shiny.
I'm gonna say happy birthday. Bring me, buddy.
Yeah. Mine was last.
Simp for me.
Last month. Or by the way, mine's on February 20th, and I'm like, oh, whoops, I missed it. My bad.
What a shame.
Oh, she drops her birthday when
nice.
like you're just talking to you about her or yours.
Yeah,
she wants something.
Happy birthday.
She says I like shiny things. Mine's on the February 20th. I'm like, cool story. I'm going down the stairs now.
Bye, Dahlia. See you next year.
Please give me tickets. Come back.
See you at hopefully the anniversary where they actually put in some cosmetics that
my god,
you can trade tickets for.
I mean, we should have gotten.
It has to be a running joke at this point in the studio that she's just sitting there.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Leona was sitting around for a year. Maybe on Dahlia's anniversary, it'll put more cosmetics in.
There we go. I believe, right? But anyway, back to the ticket shop. Weapons rack, Easy 8. What do you guys think? I can definitely recommend level 1, and they're pretty cheap. It was. I don't even think it was 200 tickets for the level 2, and
Oof.
level 1 should be cheaper.
I think as never mind, Gustav, you go trains.
he thinks there's a train.
They are very trained.
Well, they're definitely slow. That's probably my only problem with the Easy 8 weapons rack.
I mean, I liked it for the novelty, but after a while, I didn't really use it that much.
The amount of weapons and damage it can put out, though, is kind of insane. And
Mhm.
don't forget, it has the downswing. I forgot it had the downswing. So
Yeah,
once I rediscovered that, I was
there.
like, Ida.
It definitely feels like one of those things where, like, if you're a weapons rack stand, even nowadays, like, you probably were all over that shit. So if that's one of your favorites, and if you can actually make use of all those weapons, then by all means, it's a pretty strong one as long as you get the distance.
Yeah, what I was gonna say before trains came through, I don't think it's a bad option, um, for babies like first support
Oh
or
my god,
anything. Even though I
babies are
think I
support.
I think I would probably direct people towards the gun cannon that's in the DP store
Yeah.
instead. But
Mm.
like I it's not bad. Like you said, it's a little sluggish. Um but at least it has a lot of options to h- give new players who may like um use their go through their weapons a lot faster. Something that can kind of constantly be doing. Whether it be like the main cannon, the beam rifle. Um, I think the suit. I think the suit has Vulcans. I think the Easy 8 does. I'm pretty.
It has the 100mm as well
Yeah.
as a
So
sub weapon.
you have a lot of stuff going on with it at any given time. So it seems like it'd be pretty forgiving in that regard.
But yeah, pretty solid. Level 2, though, like I said, I got it just because I had some extra tickets, but I don't know how much I'm going to use the level 2. I'm definitely going to use level 1. Got to actually play it. Was it in either it was in last night or no, it would have had to be last night. Yes. Well, I mean, I just was the first time I used it, but I don't remember if it was in our custom games or not. Either way, though, it was fun. I like it. Definitely something I might actually try and rate it. Level 2, probably not so much. Then we got the Easy 8 level 5 and the Goof Custom level 5, which was funny because the Goof Custom level 5 was the best version of it for the longest time because they actually scaled its stats up properly. But it
Shock and awe.
still has Goof Custom problems and Easy 8 problems for both of those. Kind of sad that the Easy 8 kind of has just got power creep.
It got power creep, but they keep creeping it up in level. Like,
Is
it's
there a
really
6?
not proportionate anymore.
Is there a 6 yet for the Easy? No, there's
I
just
wouldn't
5,
be
right?
surprised. At some
That's a
point,
good
it'll
question.
happen.
I'd have to look. I don't think there is.
There isn't right now. I think it
Gustav,
just goes up to 5.
Gustav, I don't know if you had mentioned this when you brought up the Hathaway tweet, but I went up to the webpage to check out the notes and actually have more information on the Hathaway's Flash
Oh, like on the site?
giveaway that they're doing. Yeah, on the website itself.
Wait, on GBO2?
Mm-hmm.
We're at, because
Is it
I've got it
just
on
is it
screen
in
right
the
now.
Japanese version
It's in the
only then?
Japanese side.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, it's not
okay.
on NA. Okay, rip.
Nah, it's got nothing to do with us.
Okay. Um.
My vacuum.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
But then we have the GOG
Give
level
him my
1 and
vacuum.
2 in the DP store. Get the scoop to whoop going. I like the GOG. Can recommend. Go spin the DP. I'm gonna laugh though if the guns are still like twice the cost of whatever the suit is. Because I think it's like level 2 claw was like 200,000 or something.
my god, it just hit me. I was looking at the stuff. The reason why the Zeta Gundam HML is so good is because Luca was the best pilot on the Gundam team. Like, oh my god, it all makes sense now. Like, holy fuck. That's why the Double Zeta sucks. They were getting ready for this.
It is kind of baffling
Oh my
still to me
gosh.
that this is just straight up a 650.
I also know
But
why the Mark
that's
II
all
is
it
good.
took.
Speaking of like Luca and being good, and that's why this is good. I know why the Mark II is so good because Ellie was one of the pilots.
Well, no,
Oh,
Camille
man.
piloted it first.
Still, I don't know. I would say Ellie's just like, I'm OP. I'm gonna just win against everybody with this thing just by reading the manual. She's like, yeah, I read the manual, and then she goes out and she just like obliterates that entire group of guys. Like, I can't even remember what they
No
were
big
piloting
deal.
though, but it was just kind of funny. I'm just like, what? Wait, is she a new type?
Or she gets new type levels. Anyway, but I digress. It's about that GOG.
Yes, that
Or-
GOG, Sumo GOG. Let's go.
About the GOG.
But yeah, DP store. Do we know the price of it at all? Does anybody know the price?
Good question. I already have it.
I'd have to
Alright.
go on Jenny to look.
Okay. That's what I'm curious, and also we can check this though. I can check or Emblem if you've got the game up. Can you check what rank is needed to buy it? Because if it's
Well,
high, I'm going to
I guess
raid.
it would tell us now. Yeah. Hold on a second. Is it DP requirement into cost information?
It's
No,
where
it's
it's right
not.
under the specialization.
Oh, sorry. I know what you're talking about is. I just couldn't remember if the cost was included in
Oh,
it too.
okay.
But it's not.
Oh yeah. But
What
it's under
is that
100K
then?
is what I'm seeing in chat. So that's good.
Oh, okay.
Which is funny that the
Master
weapon
Sergeant
support.
1. So 3 diamonds. 3 big diamonds, I should say.
That's not too bad.
That's level 2.
Still wish it was lower.
But there it is.
Oh, that's level 2?
So level 1 is Sergeant 1, so it's 2 big
Okay.
diamonds, and level
I
2
can
is
deal with
Master
that.
Sergeant.
That's not too bad because that's right after corporal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Seems pretty legit. But yeah, it's a different playstyle. I guess one thing to go over. Different playstyle for most raids. You're big, slow, kind of feels like a support
Oh my
that
god.
just has melee. And pretty much can't get staggered because you also have damage control 3. So have fun getting shot at a lot and finally getting staggered after like a minute. Because everything at those costs really don't have a lot of stagger buildup. Unless we've gotten stuff recently. What do we have recently that would have stagger buildup? Actually, would the Aqua type Zaku be really good at fighting this thing? Or even the
Oh,
Aqua
absolutely.
GM now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually that's
Because you
2
just
good
get that
ones.
you get that stagger, and then you just land them. You don't even really have to touch it at all. Just missiles all day, and then Vulcans between those.
Yeah, that's an
I think the
interesting one.
stagger values.
Yeah, because
The
that
ultimate in spacing.
Yeah, you just claw them and then hit him for downswing, and GOG is crying, so probably have a rough time.
actually, yeah, it's kind of because really there was only like either you just exploded it with the white dingo or you had to play the goof
Just
VD.
Zodiac. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was pretty much the only answers for it when it first came out.
I mean, the
When it
answer was
first
just
came
to
out,
backpedal
shotgun.
and shoot it to death.
I mean,
Yeah,
that was the
or just
real like
shotgun it.
get good answer. Oh yeah, and then there was the shotgun. So you had the Afreet,
Yeah.
the goof VD, and the white dingo. Which the
DS
funny
as
thing
well.
is, once that came out, it was like you just saw a ton of Afreets
Yeah.
and stuff. Like that was just the normal meta because they're like, oh, there's the GOG.
Yeah. Every time there's some bullshit, a free comes out, right? Because
Pretty
like
much.
before that, it was the flight suits, and it's like, nah, fuck that, a freak. Shoot
Shotguns
up
keep
in
fun in its place.
shotgun into the sky. Like, nah, you want cool game mechanics and goofy shit? No gimmicks for you. Shotgun, get out. Shotgun in the choppy all day.
The main thing that I like with it though is I end up pretty much being a raid boss. So I go in, annoy people, like definitely have top diversion by the end of the game.
Oh my god.
And
Everyone's like, this fucking GOG, get out.
if I can manage to kill one person, then I've done my job.
Mhm.
I will definitely trade 1-for-1 in this thing because I got all the defenses, and I will unless I'm playing my yellow build, and I will like delete somebody or severely hurt them even if they're a general. Because you still can do like on the downswing, even it still has like 3k damage or something gross like that. Um, but yeah, if you can get in there, it kind of feels like when I'm playing like the GBO2 beam bazooka. You're just kind of in there. You have a lot of health and defense to kind of distract and disrupt. And then if you ever do get on a support, they're dead. But that's kind of the problem. Is if everybody can backpedal you, then game over. If anybody tries to fight you up front, you're just like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to just come neutral me? What smack. So
First,
definitely
you give him the yeetus, then you hit him with the deletus.
but yeah. Definitely different play style. Pretty cool. Recommend trying it at least once. And if you don't like it, then fair enough. You guys got anything else on that one?
Nah, give it a shot for sure though.
One thing I personally don't like, and I'm sure it's something that's been kind of going on with suits. Oh, pretty sure it's something that's been going on with suits, like varying levels already. I don't like that the requirement is lower for the level 1 and then higher for the level 2. Um, I've never been a fan of the idea that the higher level versions of the suits are made harder to get by new players, because we kind of run into the problem that we always talk about of new players can't play in the higher lobbies because they're being gated from those suits.
Mhm.
BB Studio seems to have some kind of idea in their head that new players need to start out in lower cost lobbies, and I think that's a mistake. You literally load the game up, and the first thing you see is Double Zeta Gundam, and you can't
Yep.
even play at the cost it's in. But I digress.
Yeah.
Not to mention,
That's a,
like, low cost does not prepare you for high cost, like, at
oh,
all.
for sure.
It's a completely different game, yeah. I
Like, they've
remember
got to stop treating the high cost like it's something you build towards, and understand that like the meta, while the game mechanics are the same, the meta is different between a different cost, and they need new players to get in there
And that
and
they
be able
did
to
it by
experience it.
design. Like,
Yeah,
it's on purpose, and they still treat it that way.
yeah.
yeah. It's kind of weird that the suit acquisition is at odds with the game itself. Um, really strange. But yeah, the GOG's probably fun to play.
I mean, with that said though, hopefully we see something. I mean, they did a step in the right direction with the parts, so
Mhm.
there's
I know,
hope.
like, the first thing that we said when that happened, I was like, "Oh, hopefully they do with the suits."
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it means they seem to actually be thinking about it at least. So one can dream. But anyway, we have clan ranked this weekend, 8 p.m. Pacific,
Yeah.
650 4v4 simple battle, and I'm actually kind of glad that it's in space a little bit, but it's in space because also not too many people tend to play space, and it's typically easier to hit that higher ranking for space clan ranked, and also it's our time zone, so there's a good chance. Let's go. I'm ready for that DOAS custom.
Get the sweaty space shit going on. Cause, oh man, 650 is gonna be a fucking shit show.
Man, I'm gonna be
Tell
in that
you
Mark
what.
II Cubile. I'm gonna be going hard, dude.
Oh god. See, you say that, and I feel like Clan is gonna be a different beast a little bit. We'll see though.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens. But I'm definitely gonna be trying that, see what I can get done. Um, but I got a few different strats. I'd be up for doing some scrims about an hour before if you'd be interested, Gustav or Emblem.
Oh, like the day of?
Yeah.
Sorry,
I was wondering if we could do it after like Valheim, depending on how long that takes.
I mean, yeah, we could do that too. Yeah, that would work too.
we're talking for like clan match. Sorry, I was responding in chat.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So Valheim tomorrow, we're gonna try to do the next boss at 7 to 8, or sorry, 8 to 9, somewhere in that range, and we're gonna at least be starting at 8. And then after we get done with that, though, if either of you would be up for some scrim stuff, I'd be good for that.
I think I'm gonna be sick on that Space Clan match day.
No, what a shame.
I've got I can kind of feel it coming on, but I got an intensive case of
No thanks.
zero. Yeah, I got an intensive case of zero gravity sickness
Oh man.
coming on, and I can already feel the signs showing.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, that's kind of the reason why I'm glad it's space, because I want this suit. I mean, for real though, Dwa's custom, pretty much.
I mean, jokes aside, I'm sure they're still going to be in there though
What?
for clan match.
I mean, there's normally less people though. Like, is my point though. There's a lot of groups that'll, like, normally, like, what was it? The last time we played, there was like 400, I think, and I'm pretty sure it was a late night one, and we hit top 100 for a little bit. So I think we only had like 2 wins when that happened. So it's definitely a lot easier to do.
Yeah, space is definitely the best time to get in there.
So, and now that it's top 100 and they're still doing this suit, hallelujah. I was afraid by this point we wouldn't have a chance at this suit. But what do you guys think of the suit now that a lot of people's been able to play it? You've got it, Gustav too, as well, right?
Yeah, it's been pretty fun. I will say, like, right out of the gate, I felt like it turned really slow, and then I put the turn part on, and it was like, okay, this actually smoothed out a lot. And I was having some good times in it, so.
I mean,
I feel like at the cost that I have so many other, like, options, though. Like, sometimes it tends to get, like, not overshadowed, but just, I was like, oh, I'm feeling this or whatever, so. But I've enjoyed it the times that I brought it out.
yeah, I wanted to remember that it was a 400 cost, not a 450, but either way, 450
That is indeed
still.
a 450.
I mean, there's still a few peasant dodges that you would see, and it's pretty much just a better version of that. I like that grenade.
Yeah, Delos is a really good suit. Kind of takes a lot of the different feels for a bunch of different suits, like Ricardo, or I almost said Ricardo Diaz, Ricardo Dom, too, has some of those feels. Pezoon, but it kind of takes everything and shoves into a tighter package, I guess. It just everything it does is really clean. I've heard people compare it to like the O, saying it's like a low cost O. But it's pretty nice. Strong lunging downswing, really good options.
Oh yeah,
It's not a
because of the
bad
downswing.
general.
Forget it has that downswing. Oh my gosh, yeah. Shotgun beam though, that is the crazy part. Delete that raid with that shotgun beam. Screw maneuver armor.
Yeah. That you can use while boosting.
Yeah,
Just
right.
like
Yeah, I ran into one when we were doing the custom matches, and I was like, "Ooh, hey, let's go! I want to fight this thing." I was like, "Okay, never mind. Hang on, man. Let's talk about this." But yeah, pretty cool suit. But yeah, clan matches, they're finally back going. Did anybody play last clan match? And how are the servers and stuff? Did they seem like change anything or?
it was a little bit rough. Like it kind of varied though. I think Gustav didn't have too much trouble finding matches from what I saw. Although he'll definitely be able to tell you better than I can. But I totally peeked in when we were like sitting there for what I think was like 40 minutes, and
It
we couldn't
wasn't
find a
that
match.
it wasn't that we were having
Ooh.
trouble finding matches. It was that we were having trouble actually having everyone connect all the way. Like either someone from the enemy team would be heated, or one of us wouldn't load in. It was just the usual shit like that.
Hmm.
So it's still pretty
Yeah.
scuffed.
Mhm.
Rip.
We were getting both. Like our matches took forever to find, and then when we did find one, we would run into those same connection issues where someone would drop out and then we'd be back into the loop. So we were getting double whammied for a good part of the night. It started picking up and getting more consistent once we got closer to the top of the first hour, but
Mhm.
I think we had like one game and then we were pretty much just chilling.
Sitting there like,
Yeah.
well, at first I thought, because I was speaking in two, I thought you guys just didn't have enough people. I was like, why are they still in the lobby? And then I looked, I was like, oh no, they had the full team. What's happening? But yeah,
Yeah, we were just
hopefully
getting
it's a little
shafted.
bit better this time, and maybe. Well, I guess the thing now would just be, I feel like the usual clans will be there regardless of the time difference in the JP side.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll have enough rotations. But that being said, even though there are less people competing, the people that are there are definitely there for space and are definitely there being extra sweaty. Like, even though it's more accessible for us, it being less accessible for everyone else means we're going to be dealing with the top end a lot more.
If you get a win, that's more points. But
There you go. Blood in the atmosphere or lack of thereof or whatever. Space.
yeah. Anything else with that? And if not, just want to try to guess what the next suit's gonna be.
Hmm. This one was so when we talked about the launcher before, I think we did actually joke about it being a separate suit and a support.
Yeah.
So it kind of threw me for a fucking loop when it actually happened.
Yeah.
Uh, but this is another suit that diverts away from the leak list as well. So it's kind of hard to call right now.
Was it on the typed out list at all?
Oh, like just the text space? I don't think so.
I mean, we knew they said it was gonna show up eventually, but at the same
Hmm.
time, it was not. Yeah, so that's cool. That's really cool. And then also, we just went support raid support.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
That's his
general next week?
right.
Z2.
Yeah, someone was being like, "Oh man, well this thing's in, well Z2 might not happen." I was like, "Yeah, they could do that though.
Hmm.
Z2 and it'll be a raid." That's what we were saying the other day.
Oh my gosh. Let's go.
So I'll say Z2. Um or oh man, we were talking about this earlier in chat. Um it's a build fighter suit, but they should go ahead
Okay.
and
Oh
add it to the
god.
video game. Oh, it's falling off. Hold on. It's the GM yeah, GM3 Beam Master. Like holy
Oh
fucking
man,
shit, that looks cool.
Beamaster would be fucking dope. I'm ready for
I need to
that.
put
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
fucking
What
Beam
is
Master
this?
in. Like holy moly.
What is
Beamaster
this?
and the cardigan, just both of those. Whatever. Let's do them. Beamaster's dope as fuck though.
Hold on, I'll send you a picture. Or I'll send you the link for it. Like let's just go ahead and pull out all the stops. Like let's put in a couple of build fighter suits.
Holy crap! What in the world is that thing?
The Jigen's pretty cool too. The Blast Master.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Hmm. Hmm.
Looks like it has the twin satellite cannon on it too.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and say, um, for general, I got two suits: full armor slave wraith, Hazel custom.
You holding
Yeah,
out for
full
Ashi,
armor.
keep him the torch up.
Yeah.
Get that Hazel custom in there. Come on, man. Give us the TR series.
Look at Ashi, he's over there. He's over there like defeated and beaten. Just needs his suit.
Every week, not a Hazel.
Let's get the wound ward in the
Gotta get it
game.
in there.
Yep. We
That'll
already have these space only suits on the ground. Let's just have the instead of wound ward just tippy toeing everywhere and doing
They
its
did it
thing.
with
Whatever.
Metal Gear. They did it with Metal Gear builds. They can do it for.
Yeah,
Just
there
have
we
it
go.
tiptoe everywhere. Just do it like that. Be a gecko.
Just make elephant noises while you play it.
Yep.
Yes.
Elephant and like bear, like pig noises. Like, oh, okay.
Hmm. But yeah, that's. I mean, I have no clue at this point. Like, if we're going off lists and stuff, I mean, my question is when are they gonna put in the Gyaradoga, and then I'm still just saying that
I'm
Char's
still calling like
counterattack.
the next event at least. If they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Because that seems like a herald not only for CCA but 700.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Especially with them
I
trying
could,
this thing being a 650 again. They're trying really hard to fill out that cost range. Not to mention it's another support that comes up that high. After we were like jabbing at the game for not having a couple of them for so long.
I will say, what
Mhm.
if we? I mean, if we do, and I'm guessing Char's counterattack would be 700. But how do you guys think that feels with it being a year since we got essentially 650?
Eh. I feel like every time that they bump it up, we feel like it's too soon. And at least now they're just trying to cram stuff at 650.
Yeah.
Either by level bump or by suit introduction, so it's been worse. Wouldn't be that bad if they didn't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say it almost feels like it could be right because I was guessing they were gonna do it at like Christmas. I'm like, no, man, way
And
too
we were
soon,
like,
way
oh
too
god,
soon. Please no, please
Yeah.
quit,
no.
time to quit the game. Can't believe, but no.
I think the wait till the anniversary, it's fine because like 650 kind of already it feels like it's shaped out, at the very least. And I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's too soon because I mean the releases haven't been like anniversary with the cost increases, but it feels a little bit better. Like I think they do it on Golden Week. It might still be okay, but it could potentially be a little bit early. Because I mean, I still don't have like a raid on my alt account at 650. Um,
Oof.
not to mention like what other people um may or may not have. Because like I think we're starting to get to suits, but just the fact that it's lotto only might still be limiting some players for sure in that regard. But like it feels like it wouldn't be too bad um in this case. But I don't know. It's kind of weird because like I know when they first introduced 650, I was like, there's not enough stuff in 600, like it's too soon. But I don't know. 650 feels like it's a little bit better, but it might just be because they've been releasing so many 600, 650 suits that the two might be bleeding into each other a
Mhm.
little bit. So it feels like both costs are doing fine, maybe.
I mean, with that, when 650 came out, I only had I think 2 600 suits,
Hmm.
and that was it. And then I ended up with more 650 suits than I had 600 for the longest time. I mean, that still might be the
Right.
case. Or probably not at this point, but it could be close. I could see it. So it's just like, yeah, it's probably the whole 600 650 thing. But at the same time, I still have like one good 650 raid, one decent one, I think. I'd have to look at my suits again, but that's the other problem. Like I could see somebody not having like if you're a raid main, maybe not having 650 raids. So you could be short on one type of suit at this point still. Maybe even at 602 kind of thing, right?
Mm.
So, but I again, that's the lottery problem with this.
One other thing I was going to add too, because we were talking about CCA. Um, I could see it happen in one of two ways. Like we might have a superior or EXS Sentinel Gundam kind of lead in, or like maybe on Golden Week or something, they're using
Oh.
stuff like the Giradoga and whatnot
Mhm.
to get the to get the taste out there. And it's like, ooh, like
Ooh.
what's coming? Like, ooh, that was insert like what's that Shaq thing where he's like going towards the camera or whatever. Like the get the taste in the water and make the players be like, ooh, the
Ooh.
interest and stuff like that. And then lo
Intrigue.
and behold, surprise, surprise, anniversary, and we have our new Gundam Sazabi banner
Oh my
or
gosh.
loading screen or main game screen thing or whatever going on, right?
Dude, I
They
want
kinda
that
gotta
art.
they gotta change it.
I want that art, dude. Whatever they do for that art, yeah, that's one reason why I kind of want to see Stars Counterattack happen for anniversary because they'll change the art. Hmm.
I
Oh
kind of think
man.
the art's gonna be the new Gundam slam dunking Char's cockpit into a basketball goal. That's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Just be the Space Jam theme in the background.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it'll be a Space Jam remix of the Battle Operation theme song for the
Welcome to Shut Up and Jam
mini.
Gaiden.
Oh my gosh.
Heck yes, Gustav, let's make this happen. Oh my
Oh
god,
my god.
Here we go. I'll open up my music editing
Hope you
software.
got
Let's
your
go.
chicken do ready.
I'm gonna start
chat,
smashing
we
those
need
songs.
we need help. Where are meme lords? Dun, 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 come on and jam. Ba-dum, ba, ba-dum, ba.
Sorry.
Sorry, we can't go too
How
far.
has that
We'll,
not been a thing yet, actually? And like I'm thinking about it now. That could totally work. I hate
nobody
it.
knows this game exists, so there's no Space Jam remixes, unfortunately.
I mean, there's that one person that makes all those like meme game videos. I'm surprised they probably have
It's
that
gotta
reference in
submit
there
it to
somewhere.
him.
Yeah. The amount of editing and stuff that they do with that though. What? Huh? Oh no. What? So yeah, that would be a project. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm just wanting to think I heard it, but I'm pretty sure there was like a "Come on, it's Slam" in one of those videos.
Space Jam memes are eternal.
Oh yeah.
They go beyond the time, you might say.
Well,
But
especially now with the sequel coming out, it's only gonna come back even stronger. Those are different memes within themselves for now, but
I was gonna say we're opening up a can of memes here. But anyway, anything else with the new suit?
try to spin for it. I'm ready. I want it. Give me this robot.
As someone who owns a robot, is nice.
Yes, I concur. And anything about next week's possible suit? Any last thing?
Well, outside of the ones I suggested, it'll be a war torn battlefield in GBO2 when they mass produce a big Zam. So that'll be interesting.
Big
Oh,
Zam for
actually,
simulator. Let's
I
go.
was gonna say what do we think the next simulator is gonna be?
Big Zam.
I mean, that'd be cool.
I mean,
All of it's
that's
just Big
interesting.
Zam.
I still want to see Big
I guess
Zam. Like,
it would be the new Zill or whatever the
It'd
thing
be
from
either of those, right?
Char's counterattack is, right?
yeah.
Or like the Ad Zam or some weird shit. But yeah, Big Zam or New Zeal. Because it'd be cool to have a space one.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Everybody's like, can we do a boss in space, please?
In
Next time.
space.
But anyway, okay. Anything else? Because I definitely wasn't stalling while my computer tried to load the thing so I could change the text.
Oh my god.
So, Gustav, you want to do some
Yes.
shout outs?
Yeah. Oh, side note also, some of the anniversary stuff is gone now, including the sign over here, so that's kind of sad. But Gustav the 13th, Gustav _ X triple I. I am on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and all that good shit. Currently doing more Yakuza 7 since our internet is a little less scuffed these days. Continuing our dailies every day for Gundam Battle Operation 2, as well as sinking way too many hours into Valheim. I think once we finish 7, we're kind of open-ended until some other stuff starts to drop in like the spring summertime, because there's a lot of games that are coming out that I really want to get my hands on, and those will probably like devolve into doing stuff related in those series as well, including like Nier. Saga Frontier is gonna have its remaster come out, I think, in like a month or so. So definitely got some other stuff planned. What about you guys?
What Gustav said. all good games that need to also be played. But I am Gaming Emblem, and I stream video games on the internet at twitch.tv/GamingEmblem. And just a minor shout out because I got a sub. Napalm, thanks for the sub, but I count you anyway. But we play video games on the internet. You can find me at twitch.tv/GamingEmblem. I said it twice now because distractions. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get ready to play some of those RPGs too. Kind of like Gustav said, I need to do some catching up. I like the Shin Megami Tensei games, and the Persona ones are no exception. But there's so many like neat little remakes and stuff coming out. Fate Extra, the Mega 10 game that I'm forgetting the subtitle of for whatever reason. I think it's Nocturne actually, now I think about it. But I want to play that. Also want to play the Saga game. Like that one sounds really cool. With all the different characters. Get my boy Red/Al Kaiser, whatever the robot's name is, and all that good jazz. Should be
and
pretty
all
fun.
the new character that was cut out originally. They're having
Oh
this
yeah,
campaign in there. I'm ready for that too.
Yeah, because that'd be pretty cool. Like it sounds like there's a lot of cool replayability. But anyway, this is turning into how my week go, and less of a shout out. But yeah, video games, fun, all that good jazz. I also play Battle Operation 2, Gaming Emblem. Check it out.
But yeah, for real though, too many games, because I know you mentioned Cyber Sleuth, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've got that over there that I haven't played yet. Oh no, I gotta get on that. And then like, also I just found out Monster Hunter Rise is gonna be on PC too.
Yep, it is on PC.
Yes, the dream.
In a year after the Switch drop, but
yeah, but still, let's go PC.
Shove that under.
I mean, I'm just glad that it's on PC. But maybe by then though, I'll probably have a Switch. So oops.
If I ever get a PS5, I'll actually have a Switch afterwards.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god. Oof.
Real talk. But anyway, too many games. Lots of games to play. But as usual, everybody's links and stuff will be down in the description below. But I'm EG Magnum. I stream on Twitch. Got a Twitter, Discord, some other stuff in the works. Technically Instagram, but still failing to do that. Hopefully that's fixed next week. Speaking of that, going to be doing some Valheim boss things. Hopefully the final boss tomorrow. Going to be prepping for that here in probably about 30 minutes or so. And then Saturday, going to be playing some squad up until a little bit before the clan ranked. Going to be doing maybe some clan ranked practice before that, and before clan ranked, and after the Valheim stuff on Friday. I don't know what I'll be doing on Friday up until then, so we'll see. We'll play by ear. We'll find something. Too many games. Sunday, gonna probably be doing Halo 4 with Aoshi. We're gonna be doing it a day early, get it done, because next week I'm probably gonna be taking a break on maybe Monday, Tuesday. We'll see what's gonna happen Wednesday, and we'll see what's gonna happen Thursday. But I'll post information in the Discord, letting everybody know. And then I'll probably won't do too much Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next week as well. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for this one. Let us know in the comments what you thought about what we talked about today. Did you like the new suit? Did you get it? I hope you did. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for this one.
If you did, give it to me.
There you go. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace.
Later.
Right. Or what?